everyone, it's Emma, and today I'm going to talk about some books that I would like to read in the spring season, the spring months. My reading tastes change a lot from season to season, and it actually helps me get excited for the next season when I get excited for the books that I want to read in that season. And I really like making these videos because it helps me organize my TBR. I don't have a TBR shelf or a written TBR, so sometimes I get very disorganized. These videos really help me set goals for reading. It just helps me organize my brain. I have 5 books on this list, but all of the books that were in my March TBR were also on my spring reads list. So if you want to see more of what I'm planning to read this season, I will link my March TBR down below. The first book that I have is You in 5 Acts by Una LaMarche. This is a book that centers around an art school and 5 friends or 5 people who go to that art school, and they're all in their senior year. I haven't really heard reviews about this. The reason I picked it up is because it centers around performing arts. Sometimes I just miss ballet and theater and all of that so much that I have to read a book or watch a movie that centers around it to just fill up my soul and make me feel very nostalgic. So that is why I'm picking this one up, and I'm really excited to get to it. I feel like it'll be a really quick read. Then I'm hoping to finally get to Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I've been trying to read this book since I started BookTube. I've had it for a year, I think. And that whole time I've wanted to read it, and I have no clue whatsoever why I haven't read it yet. Does this happen to anyone else? You'll be really excited about a book, but for some reason you just don't pick it up, and then when you finally do, you end up loving it? That's what this one has been. So I'm gonna maybe try and read it this month. This one's about this girl who is a violin prodigy. Somehow she gets thrown back in time onto this ship where this boy Nicholas lives. It's a time travel adventure story, which sounds really fun, and for some reason it feels like a spring book. Then a book that is kind of seasonally appropriate, although I guess summer would technically be better. It is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I say this a lot, but I'm not really a contemporary person, but sometimes I really like them. I just kind of felt in the mood for one, and this one seems like one that I will really like. It's about this girl, Natasha, who is 12 hours away from her family being deported back to Jamaica, and she meets this boy, Daniel, in New York City, and some type of 12-hour romance happens, and it sounds really cute. Everyone seems to be loving it. I really wanted to read Everything Everything, which is another book by Nicola Yoon, and I never picked that one up, so I'm hoping this one will be more up my alley as far as the storyline. The next couple books are ones that I don't actually have with me right now. I don't own them yet, but it's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th books of the series of Unfortunate Events. I read the first book last month, and I really enjoyed it, and I would really like to get to the rest of the ones that you need to read for the Netflix series. So I'm hoping to do that this spring. It seems like it should be easy. The only reason I haven't picked them up yet is because I got this one at Books of Wonder, and I kind of want to get the other ones at Books of Wonder so that they're exactly the same. I would really like to watch the Netflix series. And also, I really enjoyed this first book, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to the Baudelaire orphans. This one ended on a happy note, but again, not a happy note, because the way the writing goes, he always warns you that it's not a happy story with happy endings. So I'm really curious to see what the conflict's going to be in the next one and where it all goes. And then the last book that's on this list is The Well of Ascension. The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 2nd book in the Mistborn trilogy. I read The Final Empire, which is the first book, a couple months ago, and I really wanted to get to this one right after I read it. But now I feel like I'm ready to get back into this world, and I really like Brandon Sanderson's writing style. Even though it's adult fantasy, it feels very much like YA fantasy. There were some things that happened at the end of the first book that made me very interested to see what's going to happen in this book. I feel like things are going to change drastically. I did make a book talk for The Final Empire, but I'm pretty sure most of it is not spoiler-free, but I will link that down below. There are a lot of other books that I would like to read in spring, but I'm just going to make this a short TBR, a condensed one, so that I don't have a ton of books on this and then feel stressed. Again, if you want to see more of what I'm reading, you can go watch my March TBR, because those are the books that I'm going to be reading soon or that I'm reading now. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'm Miss Emma Reads Lot on all of my social media, which I will link down in the description box. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon with a new video.